Breslin the whole show.
Okay, he did cut him out. Welcome back to this week's edition of the BarroomBlitz.com. Taped live in front of a Bud Light drinking audience here at Casey's Place. We're going green, Cheeks.
We're going
We're
green.
going to switch the channels here. We're going to hit the Philadelphia Eagles.
And it happened.
The team has ran amok. It's
I
gone
love
crazy.
I sat down.
We've gone DeSean crazy.
On my knees at my bed, and I said, how can Chip Kelly screw it up? Please have him screw it up. And he did. He cut his best receiver.
That's his leading receiver.
After his best
season ever.
Best season ever. What do you have? Like
82 catches.
82 catches, 1,300 and some yards, almost 1,400 yards. That's
180
Go.
targets.
Get rid of him.
180 targets.
There was a backstory to it, though, Cheeks.
Absolutely.
Something is going on here.
Well,
It will get released
I would have a
soon.
backstory, too, if I cut my best receiver, all right? I'd have a backstory. I would.
Yeah, but there's got to have some. What's the deal? What do you know?
It's not just the gang signs and stuff. There's something else.
Something is hidden
That is
there
going to
that
be-
hasn't
right.
been coming out, and there's a reason when you find out that they called the Kansas City Chiefs and they go, "You want DeSean Jackson? We want no part of him. We won't give up. No team will give up a third or fourth or fifth round pick for a leading
But
receiver."
Jimmy, the reason they're not giving it up because at the talks earlier, they were shopping DeSean. So they're sitting
They're
there.
shopping him last year, even.
I mean,
they said.
if somebody.
Yeah, but I'm
gives you-
saying there had to be something. There's got to be something there.
Well,
There's a
that's
reason
it. We
why
don't
you're.
know what it is, but if somebody gives you a Rolls Royce for $500, you're going to say, "No, I don't want it."
Right,
you know
because
there's
something's wrong with the Rolls Royce.
Exactly.
And that's
As
why
is.
these teams are sitting there going, "No."
Now I've heard reports that like he got caught with Andy Reid with a carload of drugs and guns and stuff like that. He was in the car, and they brushed it under the table. Like the police knew what was going on, who he was, and kind of said we're not going to ruin his career, But I don't know. There's got to be something. I mean, no teams jumped on him. He went to talk to Washington, but Dan Snyder will pick up any piece of trash.
They're signing.
If he goes to Washington, he's going to be horrible. But then, you go like Chip Kelly better be right. Like he better like they were talking tonight on 94 before I came in, and he goes, he better be right because not everyone has to fit in the system. You know what I mean? Not necessarily system. Not everyone in the locker room likes each other. Not everyone in the locker room has to like each other. Look at the Cowboys in the 90s. Those guys, you talk about a team that was wild. That's just a team. I'm not going to bust on the Cowboys, but look at some of the boys that were going there. You had some straight shooters in Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith, but you had some wild childs.
And it cost him too. Eric Williams ruined his career in an accident. But you look at the Steelers. All right, Jack Ham
hated Jack Lambert.
Did not fit in with that team whatsoever.
No.
He was reading poetry. He was into this
right.
and that.
They hated the two number one linebackers. Hated each other.
Hated each other. But yet, you know what?
The coach hated the quarterback.
Oh, the coach did not like.
He
Bradshaw.
hated Terry Bradshaw.
Sometimes that hatred stirs together. It works. Now we can.
But like you said, like if DeSean goes and something comes up, then it's all right. Or it's right. But if he goes to Washington and all of a sudden has 1,400 yards and 82 catches and beats the Eagles twice and maybe has a couple touchdowns on punt returns, or maybe it's the fact that Chip Kelly wanted them to be the special teams player and do more. Right. And maybe he said, no, I'm not doing it, because they said he really didn't like
it.
Yeah,
he's better than that.
Or are they going to turn it to Chris Carter? Are they going to go, look how I rejuvenated your career?
Which is true, because maybe I told you that 2 weeks ago. I said there's a Chris Carter situation going on here. I'm not saying necessarily it was drugs, but there's something that they tried to tell him not to do, and he kept doing it.
Right.
So whether his association is insurance fraud scheme or whatever, he borrowed money off of Drew Rosenhaus, and he was broke. He's broke, which is going to be a future segment on tonight's show. I have a feeling the envelope
could be.
It's coming. The envelope's back, Cheeks.
Oh, thank God we got the envelope back. But it really
it's mind-boggling.
I could not believe that they actually cut him. I thought it was all talk. And they'd make good, and he'd have a tremendous year.
Because there were reports saying that he was going to stay in Philadelphia, and then out 2 hours later.
Maybe it was the contract demands and stuff that he wants $10 million because they say he was broke.
You're paying $6. So in other words, $6 million is guaranteed. You would have had him for $4 more million.
Right. Oh, I'm not.
It's just
maybe you should try to make him work, but Jeremy Maclin better be the answer. They better. Obviously now.
Riley Cooper.
Now we went from we had our whole offense sealed up or ready to go. Offensive line.
Chip don't like the bomb anyway. Chip wants to dump it.
He's more that.
He wants to hit the tight end, and he wants to hit a Cooper.
He wants to hit Sproles.
And he wants to line up 8 seconds, and he wants to do it again.
Yeah, tire everyone out.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't want to run the bomb. So he's like, I really don't want.
You don't need him. You don't need him.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to get a burner somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
But they were even talking with DeSean Jackson that whatever the situation is here is the reason why he fell from a first-round pick to a second-round pick. They said that's part of the reason why he dropped. So, you know what I mean? And like you said, with the Rolls-Royce comparison, which is a great comparison, is all of a sudden, you're shopping them, and, there's some team out there. I mean, the Eagles might have 4 fourth-round picks. You can't tell me you wouldn't just roll the dice and throw a pick out there?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's something got to be wrong. And they were saying, like,
very wrong.
The NFL guys know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Something. They know.
There's got to be a report or something hidden that they're not releasing. Well, none of his teammates stuck up for him. Michael Vick's the only one that said anything good about DeSean Jackson. He's in New York City.
Well, he said bring him to New York.
Michael Vick and what's the other receiver they cut? They were
Avant.
Avant were his buddy.
Well, they said that was a big thing,
and they're gone.
And I'll give credit to Breslin. They said once Avant went, DeSean was gone because he was the buffer.
Right.
He was the go-between. He was the liaison.
Another thing is the New Orleans game. He was covered one-on-one. That's how
right.
Shady could not make any yards.
Right,
All the receiver
he couldn't get
was
down.
One-on-one, and Chip was not. I mean,
right,
if
I'm
going to have a $10 million receiver, he can't be covered one-on-one.
Right.
And I think that maybe that weighs into it.
Well, he's on the small side too, and your goal now, because the standard for anything is Seattle's defense.
The cookie cutter is set, right?
Yeah.
They set. We're going to be aggressive.
And the other aggressive defense is the 49ers, which is the ones you got to go for. But it just, like I said, we thought our offense was like pretty well in there, and then we could focus on the defense and get some players in the draft. Now you got to wonder what you're going to do with the first round. You got to go with if one of them there's a couple big receivers there and a couple speedy guys. Are you going to jump on that?
There's only like one speedy guy, but they're all big receivers.
Yeah. He won't. I don't think he'll last. If you're talking about Sammy Watkins, he ain't going to last.
Oh, Sammy Watkins is going.
He's the fastest one.
Is who they're going to get. Because I know they were after. He's a big 6'5",
he's a
240-pound receiver.
Red zone target, which DeSean Jackson wasn't.
And if Evans is there, they're going to grab him too. He's another 6'4", 230-pound, and that's what Chip wants.
So you can get down
offense, 10 yards,
especially in the red zone.
First of all, he don't want Foles sitting back there long enough to throw it to Jackson.
Right.
Because you don't want him to get hit.
I got you. I understand. I'm just,
the thing he's got to recover. The thing he's got to recover is Jackson scored some touchdowns last year and pulled some points out.
Right.
He's got to recover that, but I don't think he worries about it. I think he knows.
I think he'll be all right.
I think he, like I said, it's just got to work for him, or it's going to knock him down. Because he really doesn't have a pedigree in the NFL. So he better hope it works the second year around, because now he's playing a first-place schedule. There's a lot of stuff's different now.
And his offense has showed, and let's say they're starting to beat up the screen pass. They're starting to beat up these little outs.
Right.
And they need somebody to stretch the field, and he ain't there.
Right.
Then it's not going to look good. But
he's going to hope he can get somebody, I mean,
we'll have to see.
There's got to be someone with speed in the second or third round.
What the hell's Devin Hester want? Get him.
Yeah, that's my guy right there.
Devin Hester.
Great point, Cheeks.
I know. Devin,
you can play receiver.
And he can do punt returns also.
Right.
Yeah, get him as your special teams guy.
Get him for $2 million. I'll guarantee it.
Right. Or maybe they're just waiting, let's see how long he sits.
Yeah, I mean, Devin Hester would be a perfect fit.
He's been in the league.
Very good point, Cheeks. I like that. Where did you come up with that one?
Up with one.
All right, well, I'm going to come up with something.
Why doesn't Jerry come and talk to you?
I've been calling Jerry.
I'm listening to the magic bottle. It's telling us, get me another one. We'll be right back with some more Barroom Blitz.
.com.